when you're getting your evaluations done for a learning disability. With the little ones and the middle schoolers, they use child norms. So when you take a test, they compare your scores to other children. When you're in the teenage years, you want them to use adult norms. Because when colleges look at the documentation that you bring, if you had a psych eval done, psychological evaluation done, and you had it done when they were in the 9th grade, say, or 10th grade, did that person doing the evaluation use child norms or adult norms? Because the college isn't interested in child norms. They're interested in adult norms. So that's just a little aside.
Yeah, I think that's why I interviewed some people from their lawyers out in California, and they were saying, wait till you get as close to the end of the high school years to get your child evaluated, because that's where those tests are going to make the most difference.
That's right. And it goes down to those norms, because that was one of the first things I looked at when I looked at a documentation, is to see what tests they did and what norms they used. So just a little secret of the trade, so to speak.
Yeah, well, that's really good information to know. And again, those tests help your student advocate for themselves.
They do
have that information, and it's black and white on paper.
And those usually come with suggestions and explanations, and it gives your child a chance to learn. It goes back to learning and understanding.
Right.
You know, if you need, when you take your test, for example, if you need a private room, or if you need a reader, or if you need some sort of an alternative format, which is a little trickier to do, but if you need those kinds of things, talking to the person who gave you the test and understanding what their recommendations are for the ways you where your strengths are and where your struggles are, and what you might be able to do to support those struggles. So it just helps you. It all goes and it all goes back to knowledge. How much knowledge you have, how much information you have. It really does.
Yeah. And we found too that, especially for my kids, those high school years, I wanted to make sure we tried as many accommodations as possible to see what worked, because I wanted them to know by the time they graduated what works for you and what doesn't.
Exactly.
So you can tell people with confidence, this works for me.
This works for me, and this, yes, exactly.